The term school refusal used to be more or less synonymous with truancy, invoking a picture of kids hanging out on the street corner or holed up in their bedrooms playing video games. While it is true that some game playing might well be involved, it's important to understand that school refusal is not the same as playing hooky. It isn't driven by the allure of having fun outside of school, but rather by an aversion to school itself. Let's start by looking at problematic patterns. Everyone resists going to school once in a while, but school refusal behavior is an extreme pattern of avoiding school that causes real problems for a child. School refusal is distinguished from normal avoidance by a number of factors. How long a child has been avoiding school, how much distress they associate with attending school, how strongly they resist, how much their resistance is interfering with their and their family's life. Including all these aspects is important because a child can still have school refusal even if they attend school most days. We've seen kids who have missed only a day or two of school, but they've been tardy 30 times because their anxiety is so extreme it keeps them from getting to school on time. Kids with school refusal might also have a habit of leaving early, spending a lot of time visiting the nurse or texting parents throughout the day. Suspicious sick days. Often, kids with school refusal will start reporting unexplained symptoms like headaches or stomach aches. Anxiety does manifest in physical ways, so their symptoms could be indicative of that. As a parent, the first thing you want to do in this situation is get your child checked out by a pediatrician. You don't want to overlook a medical problem, but it may be that going to school is their problem. Sometimes resistance to attending school is just a little blip on the radar, and it can be easily remedied. Maybe your child had the flu and was out for a good amount of time, and now they are having a hard time making the transition back to school. Suddenly, they're getting clingy and anxious about all the homework they missed. In this scenario, it is important not to prolong time at home. Instead, you want to have a conversation with the teacher and with your child. You want to be able to tell them, "We've talked to your teacher and he knows you are sick. I know you're worried, but he understands. It's time to get back to school." Then they return to school and often things go relatively smoothly. Similarly, some kids in school experience blips of anxiety after vacations. The key point is to get children back in school as soon as possible. Sometimes you might have more serious concerns. When school refusal starts to become a bigger problem, it's going on for numerous days, weeks, or even months, you should reach out and ask for help. This includes kids who go to school but only attend partial days because they are spending a lot of time in the nurse's office and getting sent home early from school. For more serious cases of school refusal, the first step in treatment is getting a comprehensive diagnostic assessment. While school refusal is not a diagnosable disorder, it often accompanies disorders like separation anxiety, social anxiety, depression, or panic disorder. A complete assessment helps treatment professionals understand what is underlying school refusal, allowing them to tailor therapy to your child's particular situation. It's also possible that something specific is happening at school, like bullying or a difficult class. This doesn't mean that you should immediately jump in and ask your child who doesn't want to go to school, who is bullying you. But it is important to know what is going on in your child's life. You should expect to hear what their teacher is like and how homework is going. You should also have a sense of the kids your child is hanging out with. These are all things that should come up in everyday conversation. And if your child mentions that something happened that day, perk your ears up and put down whatever you were doing and listen in a non-judgmental way, because it could be important. Let's talk about treatment. Treatment providers working with kids who have school refusal will often use cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps kids learn to manage their anxious thoughts and face their fears. While kids who are anxious might disagree, the best way to get over anxiety is actually to get more comfortable with feeling anxious. Kids need the chance to see that they can attend school and their worst fears won't happen. Exposure therapy, which reintroduces kids to the school environment gradually, is very effective at this. In the beginning of treatment, this might mean driving by the school or walking through its empty halls on the weekend. From there, kids can work up to attending 1 or 2 classes and then eventually attending a full day towards the end of treatment. It's best to be proactive and catch school refusal as soon as you can. Unfortunately, the longer a child misses school, the harder it is to get back in the routine because being absent is very reinforcing. We've seen families that describe getting ready for school like it's a battle complete with huge tantrums. Sometimes the morning gets so challenging and exhausting that mom and dad just give up and say, "Fine, stay home. I'll go pick up your homework." It's a very understandable situation, but again, letting it continue puts kids one day further from being back at school. It is important for parents to know that the sooner the child gets back to school, the better, and reaching out for help is an important step. Risk for other disorders. Kids with selective mutism may also have other kinds of anxiety disorders like separation anxiety, social anxiety, and specific phobias. Some are also diagnosed with mood disorders or learning disorders. Thanks for joining me for this video. I'm Dr. Melissa Jaffe, a licensed psychologist at the Child Mind Institute. To learn more about anxiety disorders, visit childmind.org/anxiety support. There, you'll find everything you need to know about anxiety treatment at the Child Mind Institute, plus hundreds of articles and guides to help you support children who are struggling with mental health, behavior, or learning challenges.